So we had completed chapter 2 verse 48 up to 48. So today we are going to do verse 49 onwards, but just a small recap of the previous verse. Okay. So he says you have to perform your duties according to the practice of yoga, which means established in yoga, renouncing attachments and even-mindedness in success and failure. Evenness of mind is called yoga. So what it tells us is Shri Krishna says that any action that you perform, when you perform it established in yoga. What is this yoga? Yoga means evenness of mind. There is no disturbance in the mind. Any action which you perform without any disturbance of your mind, without your mind getting carried from the good to the bad, the right and the wrong, that kind of a disturbance, if it is there, then you are not in yoga. But if you have this evenness of the mind, then it is called yoga, and you have to give up all your attachments, renouncing attachments and becoming even-minded in success and failure. So whether there is success or failure, you should not be bothered about it. So we will now start with verse 49. We are doing chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, verse 49. Action with a selfish motive is far inferior to this yoga in the form of equanimity. Do seek refuge in this equipoise of mind, Arjuna, for the poor and wretched are those who are the cause in making their actions bear fruit. So let us see what it says over here. Sri Krishna is saying, if you perform any action with any selfish motive, the selfish motive can be any kind. So what is the selfish motive? I want to do this because I am going to earn money. So I want to do this because I have to save taxes. That day you remember a lady was talking about, I am going to save taxes, so I am going to donate. It is like the government says you have to do it, so I am doing it so I can save taxes. Or it says that I am doing this for my children. Any action that you feel you are doing for your children, or for your husband, or for your wife, whosoever, your spouse, and it has a definitive motive in it, like I want to do it for this person. So any action that you perform, any action which is done with a selfish motive is I have to do it for somebody, for myself at least. I work so hard that I want to earn some money, I want to save, I want to buy a house, I want to do this, that selfishness is there. Now when you do this action with a selfish motive, it is far inferior in the yoga of equanimity. In the previous verse end, Sri Krishna had said, evenness of mind is yoga. If Sri Krishna is the highest, which is called the Supreme Divine Consciousness, can there be any other definition of yoga besides what he has said? So evenness of the mind, when you have mind which is totally subdued, which has nothing to look forward to, neither success nor failure. So when you have a mind which is absolutely even-minded, which is totally at rest, but you are performing an action. Remember, actions are performed with your senses, isn't it? Your senses and your organs of action. So when you perform anything with your senses and organs of action, without using the mind, having mindfulness, which is what the Buddhists say, and here it is not like that. Here he says, without any disturbance, in an equanimity of mind. This is something which we need to know. What is equanimity of mind? And the second word which he has used over here is the equipoise. Now, this word equipoise of mind and equanimity of mind, there is a small difference between the two. I will give you the understanding. When we say equanimity of mind, there is no disturbance. Alright? So, I will give you an example of an weighing scale. The weighing scale has got a counter. There are two sides, the right and the left, and in the middle there is a counter which keeps on moving this way, this way. I'm sure you have seen weighing scales. Now, equanimity of mind means when I put something on this side, on the right hand side, and when I put something on the left hand side, if I put on the right hand side, the counter moves on this side. Have you noticed it? And when I put some stuff on this side, the counter moves this side. Now, equanimity of mind means the counter doesn't move. The arrow pointer in the middle doesn't move. So even if I put something over here or I put something over here, the counter doesn't move. The pointer stays in one place. Got it? Now, the other word is called equipoise. Slight difference, very slight difference. But you will understand it. Now what happens is, I am putting some on the right hand side, something on the right hand side. The arrow moves on this side. And then I put something on the left hand side. The arrow moves on this side. Now I put something here on the right. The arrow moves towards the left. Right? That should not happen. If it happens, then you don't have equanimity. But equipoise is, when it happens, bring it to the center. Bring it to the center. Got it? So become centered. So you move that thing in the center. So whatever is heavy on this side, your mind should not be disturbed. So what you do is you remove all the thoughts pertaining to this. So what happens? Your mind becomes centered. Then you regain your poise. So regaining the poise is very, very important. So now let me translate this to you in terms of action. So let us say right hand side is success, left hand side is failure. Alright? So when the right hand side, I am going towards success. I am going to get very elated. I will feel very happy. And I can exult and I can say, wow, I am doing it. I did it. Don't get so carried away by your success. Try to control yourself. Bring your mind to the steadiness. What is the big deal when you get a success? Don't bother so much about it. Come to the point where it doesn't disturb you whichever way. Now we go to the other side. When there is a failure, if there is a failure, you will say, oh my God, I'm losing, I'm failing. What am I supposed to do? I put in so much of effort. You know, that kind of words you will say. I put so much of effort. I did so much, whatever that was necessary. I did this, I did that. I have had people in my life who will say to me, you know, how much of effort I put in this. And I never got anything out of it. When you never got anything out of it, so your efforts are gone in vain is what you are saying. That means you are already calculating failure. Equipoise of mind means, why are you so much disturbed about the failure? Can you not let it be? It's a part of life. Failing is a part of everybody's life. Please understand. It is not that Elon Musk can shoot his rockets up in outer space all the time and become successful. Sometimes the rocket, while just taking off itself, will blow away. You know? You understand what I'm saying? It can just burst into flames right there on the spot. Who knows? Can anybody predict anything? And likewise in life also. If all the parameters are in place, everything is perfectly in place, and yet you have a failure. I did everything in the world and yet I am failing. At such point in time, why are you bothered about the failure? You have failed, is okay, doesn't matter. Move to the next one. Or prepare for the previous one. What is the big deal in that? So bring your mind back to an equipoise. The one who gains this understanding never gets disturbed either in success or in failure. Got it? Arjuna, please understand, even if you lose the war or you win the war, even if you are alive or you are dead, why should you bother so much about it? Everything is programmed by the divine. If everything is programmed by the divine, including the failure is programmed by the divine, why are you thinking you are failing? God wants you to fail for some reason. Okay? It's a very beautiful story I had from my past. Now it so happens that one lady came to me and she asked me, Guruji, I'm going through a very bad marriage. I looked at her and I told her, so you're going for a divorce? She said, yeah, what am I to do? I don't like this fellow. We are having constant fight, blah, 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 blah. She just went on. You know what I said? Good for you. Then she got very angry with me and she says, what do you mean good for me? It was very upsetting for her. I said, don't worry. Everything happens for good alone. So she said, what is good in that? I am going through a miserable divorce. I don't like this thing, blah, blah, blah. I told her, you see, when you were going through your first divorce, were you also feeling the same? Yes. So in her first divorce, she had the same problem. And then she met her second husband. Was that good for you? Yeah, it was very nice. I said, now you'll meet the third one. You see, without divorce, you can't meet the third one. Right? You want to get married once again. So you be happy. And she stormed out of my place and she was very angry with me. I think 1 year later, she comes back and she says, thank you very much. I found this very beautiful man and she presented me her husband, the new husband. So it was very funny. So when you are going through your failure, the failure is happening for some reason. Why are you bothered so much about it? So I hope you understand with this funny example that equanimity of mind is very, very important. Don't get upset or carried away by it, which anyway you will do. Okay? You are anyway going to get upset or carried away by whatever success, failure happens. Can you bring your mind back to position and not get so much disturbed just because you had a bad relationship, a bad childhood, whether it's a bad kind of, examination results? How many people fail? I think most people fail. So it doesn't matter. So whether it is failure or success, you should have equanimity of mind. He says, action with a selfish motive is far inferior to this yoga in the form of equanimity. Do seek refuge in this equipoise of mind. Arjuna, for poor and wretched are those who are the cause of making their action bear fruit. So forcibly we try. You see, when a person, is going through the misery of failure, they will try to patch up. Okay? And they will say, no, I have to go and I have to do this, maybe some sessions, some therapy and some this and some that. Do you really think the therapy or the session is going to make a big difference to your life? If you are a failure, accept it. Even in India, there are lots of people who will go even for examination purposes. They have got a miserable result. They have failed in the examination. They will give for, recalibrating their marks again. They will tell the board or whichever university, I want to do this once again. I want to go and find out whether I have really failed or what. It so happens that most of the time they may pass. But think about it this way. What is the point? You are going to go through another round of stress. Can you imagine that? You are going through another round of misery. Here there is a chance of getting out of the misery, and yet you want to get into another misery. So let us say you have got from failure, you are a pass. Now you are supposed to get, you got around 30 marks and passing was in 35 or 40. And now you are getting, after passing, you are getting 55 marks. You have just passed. But the admissions are already closed. To the next course, the admissions are already closed. And their requirement was 95% marks and you have got only 55. What is the point in doing this? Just to feel mighty pleased? So don't bother so much about it. So what Shri Krishna says is, whatever the case might be, for the poor and wretched are those who are the cause in making their actions bear fruit. So if you force action so that it bears some fruit, it is not good. So that person is poor. Poor in the sense that person is a miserable person. And this has to be understood in long term. All right? Why is it so important to understand? Well, when we do the verse connected with karma yoga, you will know where the problem lies. The problem is not in getting solution. The problem is in getting it over a period of time. And when there is a time lapse, it's going to be bad. Because over a period of time, you have accumulated additional karma. Do you want me to give you a glimpse of what this is? Okay, I will give you a small glimpse of it for you to understand. Let us say there is a husband and wife. They are having a very bad fight going on, and the wife and the husband decide that we want to get a divorce. Oh, the man is beating her and all that kind of thing. Okay, maybe he drinks or something like that. So they are going to the lawyer and they are filing. But then somebody in the family tells them, you should try once again. How many people have in their life people who will say, you should try once again? Your own parents will say the same thing. So listening to all these great advisors in your life, you go and you have a therapy session, a kind of whatever you call it. And then you sit in front of this person who gives you an understanding. Why did this happen? Give yourself 6 months, something like that. And you say, okay, I agree. And you go for a reconciliation. So when you go for reconciliation, the first 2-3 months are very nice because both of them are trying very hard. After 2-3 months, the nature comes back again. It's called inherent nature. Remember this. The person is used to drinking, he will drink. If a person is used to beating, he is going to beat. And it goes on. And then 2 years down the line, you again feel, I should have taken the step at that time. But 2 years have gone by. They have elapsed. In the cycle of karma, after 2 years you file for divorce. And you get a divorce. But have you spent additional 2 years with this person? Yes. Now when you have spent this additional 2 years with this person, Do you know 2 years karma is equivalent to more than 100 lifetimes with this same idiot? Do you understand this? Those 2 years, those 2 human years which you spent with him is equivalent to 100 lifetimes again with the same person. That is because karma doesn't get repaid instantly. Karma gets repaid over lifetimes. So whatever that transpires in the 2 years is like a chewing gum, it gets extended. And you have to repay the karma, whatever the karma might be. If he has beaten you 10 times, you will have to beat him 10 times to get the karmas, everything settled. Do you think in your next life you will be able to do that? There is no guarantee for it. Maybe you can do it only once. And the next life after that, you don't get a chance. And the next life after that, maybe you get a chance twice. So it can get extended like nobody's business. But every time when you meet this person again and again, additional karma happens. That is called agami. That is called futuristic. Because it doesn't work in the way that you think. So this person whom you hate from the bottom of your heart and you don't want to see his face, you will be seeing the face of this person in the next 100 lifetimes. How good is it? And this is the reason why I keep on saying, whatever has to be done there, right then, do it without doing, whatever, or keep on thinking, oh, I have to do it like this, I have to do it like. Don't think like that. Just do it. Okay? I hope you all understood. Okay, now we will move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, verse 50. Endowed with equanimity, one sheds in this life both good and evil. Therefore, strive for the practice of this yoga of equanimity. Skill in action lies in the practice of this yoga. So he says, you should have equanimity of mind at all points in time. If a person is cutting in front of you, if some person is cutting in front of you when you are driving your car, don't call him SOB and all those names. People have a dirty habit. They will call them whatever names and they will stand over there and show their middle finger and whatnot. Why? It's called road rage. Road rage happens to literally everybody. Don't do that. Have equanimity of mind. Okay? So when I am sitting in the next seat, I tell them, don't bother so much. Maybe he has to go to the washroom very fast. That's why he's running away. So think like that. Think funnily. Then you will not bother your head about it. Having this equanimity is the primary thing in your life. So he says, endowed with equanimity. Get endowed with this equanimity. You know what endowment means, na? Endowment doesn't mean that it has come from the past. It means that you got endowed just now. Somebody has given a property to you. Somebody has given you this. So get endowed with this equanimity of mind. When you have equanimity of mind, one sheds in life both good and evil. So there is neither good nor evil. Nothing happens. You are not bothered about, gathering good karma, or you are not bothered about, having bad karma in your name. So there should be, understand one thing, the karma is a strange fellow. Karma is good as well as bad. You may think bad karma is, very not nice to have. What you don't understand is even good karma is not good to have. Don't have good and bad karma. Suppose you have good karma with another person. Okay? What is the good karma? Maybe you have helped your friend. That friend is some great guy. Okay? And you have helped this person quite a lot. When the person needs money, you are given money. When the person needs a little bit of, emotional something, you have given that person emotional support. You are given emotional support, and you always like to be nice to this person. Goody goody, nice nice. Have you gathered good karma? Yes. And 10 years later, this person goes away, gets married to somebody else. At that time, you may not like this person. But you have gathered good karma with the same person. 10 years later, you are going to hate this same person. If you hate the same person, you wouldn't want to see him again in your life. But because of good karma, you will see him again in your lifetimes, again and again and again and again. Remember, you had given him money when he needed it. So in some life of his and yours, he will have to give you that money. Got it or no? So even good karma leads you to a miserable future. So whether it is good karma or bad karma, don't bother your head about it. And this is what Krishna is saying. People don't understand this. In this world, people are only saying, you should always do good karma, you should always do good karma. No. Have equanimity. Don't keep on saying, I did good karma. So here he says, endowed with equanimity, one shades in life both good and evil. Therefore, strive for the practice of this yoga of equanimity. You should have equanimity. You have to strive really very hard. First you do the equipoise, the right, left and centered. Because that you don't know about it. So you try to adjust yourself out. And then later on you develop this karma of equanimity. That is yoga. Got it? Yoga means you have equanimity of mind. So, skill in action lies in the practice of this yoga. This is the yoga you need to practice. Not sitting in some postures and saying, Om and all that. That Om and all is not going to give you equanimity of mind. Because after you say Om, after Om is over, then what happens? You open your eyes. I feel so nice. And then you see your child sitting over there and he has gone and destroyed something in front of you. And that Om becomes Bom. Bom means, you shout. And then you say, what is this you are doing over there? Blah, 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 blah. So what happened to all that Om which you had? All that equanimity of mind which you seem to have while doing yoga goes out of the window in a jiffy. And that is the reason why when these people who join all these yoga classes, they get so upset with the world outside the moment they finish their class. The moment they have got out of meditation, I was meditating, I was meditating on the chakras and I was meditating on this, I was meditating on that. Acha, after you got out of meditation, what happened? After you got out of meditation, you got into a very big fight with your neighbor. Because that fellow has thrown all the dirt in front of your house. Then what is the point of meditation? Meditation is supposed to give you peace of mind, happiness, tranquility, all that nonsense. Okay? Meditation doesn't give you anything. Got it? Tomorrow somebody is going to come and they are going to disturb you like nobody's business. Alright, while you are meditating, just you have finished your meditation and the most obnoxious friend of yours knocks on the door. Tock, tock, tock. Can I come in? And you know very well this guy only comes to me when he wants money. So what happened to all the meditation? The meditation went out of the window. So anybody who is saying, you do the meditation so that you can have I'm sorry, the person is talking nonsense. No meditation, nothing is going to give you anything. He says, Krishna is saying over here, the equanimity of mind has to be retained even after you get out of this meditation. Even when you do meditation, you should have equanimity of mind. After you get out of it also, you need to have equanimity of mind. Even if somebody is giving you all kinds of bad words also, you should have equanimity of mind. If somebody is coming and praising you, look at this person. He looks so serene. He looks like Gautam Buddha. He is so nice. This is utter nonsense. You think Gautam Buddha never got disturbed or what? What nonsense are you talking? Everybody is getting disturbed, but they got to have equipoise. Even in the worst circumstances. Okay? Even in the worst circumstances, you have to have equipoise. Let us say, I'll give you a joke over here. Okay? Now, you go and pinch that fellow. Okay? And the person says, I have equipoise of mind, I have equanimity of mind. So, you turn around and say, sir, you don't have equanimity of mind. I think you have tuberculosis. Or you have leprosy. With leprosy, you don't feel anything in your fingers or in your whatever part of your body. You lose senses. So either you go and check yourself up. Don't say you have equanimity of mind. You got to show reaction. If somebody comes and pinches you very hard or gives you one tight slap, you have to do like that. Don't say, no, I am like this only. Okay. A person comes and slaps, tap, 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 tap. I have equanimity of mind. Then I will call you the biggest fool on earth. Why? That is not equanimity. That is stupidity. So we have come to verse 50. So we will stop over here.